Let's hear today a story about a man named James. James is mentioned in Scripture multiple times, and there's even a book written by him. We know James because he was the younger brother of Jesus. Can you imagine growing up in a household where Jesus also lived? Growing up in a household where the one who committed no sins and did no wrong was your older brother? This is what James was accustomed to. As Jesus grew and became a teacher and a leader, James and the family began to worry about him. They sought to persuade Jesus at different times to come back home. They were worried that he might lose his life. Now, James did not become one of Jesus' devoted followers, but he and the rest of the family did keep track of Jesus, even if it was from some type of distance. But ultimately, James decided not to become a personal follower and believer in Jesus as a Messiah at that point in Jesus' life. But things happened and changed, and Jesus was taken by the Roman guards and cruelly killed upon the cross of Calvary. His life was taken from him. James, who was his brother, had watched this happen and had seen him suffer. He also saw that Jesus was buried. His body was placed into a tomb, and he was carried away. But 3 days later, something spectacular happened. Jesus came back to life. Not some ghost, not some other thing, but Jesus himself, his brother, had come back to life. And now James is forced with another decision. What will he do? Will he become a follower of his brother now, or will he choose to reject it and go back to his old ways? James committed his life, made a signpost that followed him the rest of his life, that he was a follower of Jesus. Once James became a follower of Jesus, things began to happen very quickly. He began to be sought out by others. They wanted to hear what James had to say. And James had a lot to say. He had watched Jesus grow. He knew what Jesus' thoughts and patterns were, and he wrote down things for people to understand what it was like to be a true follower of Christ. We've called this the immediate gospel, and how God at work in our lives will change the way that we choose to act and behave. James is an example for all of us.